Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am back with a brand new dashboard, and this dashboard will be designed from start to end in Power BI software. And our today's topic is e-commerce sales dashboard. So in front of your screen you can see this beautiful dashboard, and this beautiful dashboard is completely interactive and dynamic, which will be operated by using some slicers or filters. And there are also some interactive filters inbuilt in the dashboard which will be driving this particular dashboard. So let me give you on demo how this particular dashboard actually works. You can see at the top there is a slicer present over here, which is a customer segment actually, and there are three segments. So when I click on consumer segments, you can see the dashboard will be changing with respect to that, and we will be getting our those particular values with respect to that particular customer segment, right? So these are the different segments by which the dashboard will be operated. And if you can see, when I click on this particular consumer segment, all the values KPIs are dynamic over here. And you can see these are the year on year actually percentage and the trend over here. And it is completely dynamic in such a way that if it is increasing, the background color will change into green. And if it is decreasing, the background of that particular color will be changing into red, which will give an indication that yeah, it is decreasing or if it is increasing. Same over here as well. I have shown here the trend, and you can see there are different colors over here which represents for that particular green color it is increasing, and if it is decreasing it is given that particular trend is given into a red color. So these types of small things we will see how to design this. And if you can see, I have also used some interactive filter. So when I click on office supplies, that is the customer category, with respect to that we will get the particular dashboard filtered out. Similarly for furniture, similarly for when we check it for of technology as well. Similarly, if you want to see something by region, when I click on this particular, that is central region, all the values are we can see change with respect to this central region. Similarly, when we click on this particular east region, the map as well as some all the values are also changed with respect to that. And let's say if you want to see sales of that particular with respect to any state, okay, so let's say I'm clicking here on to the California state. So it will give us the result with respect to all the California state over here, right? So in this way we will be designing this dashboard which will give an enormous number of insights to our customer, to our stakeholders, whoever will be the user. It will be helpful for him to drive his business, all right? And let's come towards the elements which are there on this particular dashboard. So at top you can see there is a KPI banner over here, and this KPI banner is not a simple KPI, it is an advanced KPI banner which shows a number of things over here. I will explain you one by one. So this is a year to date sales, and this dashboard is more focused towards the year to date quantities or facts which we are going to show. And it is mainly showing the year-to-date sales, profit, quantity, and margin over here. So you can see this is a year-to-date sales value, and with respect to that, if the trend is increasing or decreasing with respect to last year, and whether that particular value or we will find out the year-on-year growth percentage. So this is a year-on-year growth percentage, whether it is increasing or decreasing. And if it is decreasing with respect to that, we can see the background color of this particular KPI should change with to red color if it is decreasing, and it should be changed to green color if it is increasing. So this is also dynamic with whatever value which we are showing over here. Similarly, for we will be showing your year-to-date profit. And one more thing, here you can see there is a trend line over here with respect to each month. You can see whenever I'm hovering my mouse onto this, we can see this February sum of sales are there, which is it is something around 0.9 million, all right? So in this way we are going to show a multiple information into this particular KPI, and this gives a trend of this particular sales, year to date sales for that particular current year, how it is performing month on month, all right? And it is similarly for all other facts as well. So we are showing year to date profit, we are showing year to date quantity, also we are showing year to date profit margin. Okay, so this particular KPI banner itself gives three or four types of information to our particular whoever will be our customer, right? Then we have sales by category. So here it is a customer category actually, and you can see there are different categories. Year to date sales, previous year to date sales are we are showing here, and what is the year on year percentage and what is the trend. You can see if it is decreasing it is given in red color, if it is increasing it will be shown into green color, and it is with respect to, let's say we are changing to our another segment, so you can see it is fully dynamic. Okay, so these values are also completely dynamic, if they're increasing or if they're decreasing. All right, so with respect to that, we are going to design this particular dashboard. And then we are showing the sales by state. So this is a bubble chart which we have created for this particular geographical location, which is for United States, and it gives an idea of with respect to each state, what is the year-to-date sales, and we can see larger the bubble size, the more number of sales has been done into that particular state. You can see here California have done the maximum number of sales into that particular year, right? And we have categorized it with respect to region. So we have gave color with respect to region. You can see we can use this particular region as well to sort this particular what we can say chart as well. And then we are showing the top five products and bottom five products with respect to year to date sales. Then we have year to date sales by region over here, which gives an idea with respect to which region we are getting the respective values, right? And we are showing the year to date sales by shipping type, so whether it is a standard class, first class, or second class. All right, so this is a complete overall idea of this particular dashboard, and we will be using a MS SQL Server connection for this particular dashboard. I will show you how to import the data, then I will show you how to connect it with our Power BI desktop. And if you don't have MS SQL Server, I will also show you how to connect it with the text file as well. Okay, so not to worry on that. And this dashboard is the data which we are using for this particular dashboard. I will add a link into the description box from where you can download. And I have actually taken this data from Kaggle website, but I have done so many of modifications onto this particular data. So if you're downloading it from Kaggle, it will be not the exact data which I am using here. I have added some columns, I have cleaned that data, and it has been structured in such a way that it will be useful for us to, represent it in the form of dashboard. So I will add a link for that as well. So I have created some more dashboards in Power BI software, in Tableau software, and as well as in Excel software as well. So here are some of the dashboards. You can go ahead and explore those as well if you are interested. These are the videos are complete start to end build. So this is an IPL analysis dashboard, which is a trending topic which IPL is going on right now. Then this is a Power BI dashboard for HR analytics. Then this is a road accident analysis. And these are some dashboards which are designed in Tableau. So this is again IPL analysis, the HR analytics, road accident dashboard, sales dashboard, e-commerce dashboard, which is built with some another data. We are using some another data. Then this is a credit card complaint dashboard, and there are some Excel dashboards as well. So this is a road accident dashboard, HR analytics dashboard, and e-commerce sales dashboard, which is again made up of some different data. All right. So if you are interested, you can go ahead and explore. I will add the links for you in the description of this video, or you can always go ahead and visit my channel, Data Tutorials. All right. And before starting our this particular video, that is end-to-end project of e-commerce in Power BI, I request you to go ahead and subscribe my channel because it is free for you, but it will give me an motivation, right? So to bring more and more videos, more and more complex dashboard in front of you, which will be helpful for you. So go ahead and subscribe the channel, like the video, and share with it your friends so that they will be learning some new technologies as well. All right. So moving ahead, so we will be using some different steps into this project, and every step will be explained in detail into this particular video. And so first we will see what is the problem statement which we have got from our customer or from our stakeholders. Then we will see how to import this data into MS SQL Server. Then we will go ahead and connect that MS SQL Server to our Power BI desktop. Then we will do some data cleaning if required. Then we will do some data processing. We will also do some data modeling. We will go ahead and create a date table which will be used for time intelligence functions. Then we will also do some in data modeling. We will be connecting three different tables in Power BI. So we will see how to create a relationship in between them. Then we will do some data visualization. We will create a dashboard, and then at last we will generate some insights from the dashboard which we have already created. All right. Then coming next, this is our problem statement which we have got from our customer. So the data which we are having, it is a US based e-commerce sales company. and they want us to create a sales dashboard showing information of year to date sales. So they are more focused on year to date sales, and they want to generate insights for the below given scenarios. Okay. So the first one is they want us to create a KPI banner showing year-to-date sales, profit, quantities sold, and the profit margin. All right. So they want some overall idea about their sales, profit, and quantity, which will help them how their business is performing with respect to current year. Sorry, with respect to the last year, how current year is performing, and they will take some business decision based on that. And they also want us to find year-on-year growth. So with respect to last year, what is the growth of current year? All right. And they also want us to show a spark line, or we can also say a trend, monthly trend, where they will go ahead and see how their sales are done with respect to each month. All right. Then they want us to find year to date sales, previous year to date sales, year on year sales growth for different customer category. Okay. So we have a category. With respect to that, they want to find out the these particular facts as well, and they want us to add a trend icon for each category. All right, then we have to find year to date sales by each state, then top 5 and bottom 5 products by sales. Then we have to find year to date sales by region to know which is the best and worst performing region all over the country. All right, and we will be also finding out year to date sales by shipping type to get best shipping type which is given to our customers, and find out which is the best one having highest percentage. All right. So this is our a very short problem statement. In actual, there will be n number of pages where you will be given a problem statement in actual industry, and in that they will give you what color codes you are using, what font should be used, what charts should be used, what logic is needed with respect to that particular chart. So this is an just an overall idea about problem statement we are going to use. All right, and this you can add into your resume as well. All right. The next one is what you will gain from actually this particular dashboard or this video to the complete project. Okay, what functionalities of Power BI you will be learning. So very important functionality, that is you will know how to connect the Power BI to MS SQL Server. And we will also see how to connect it to flat files, because in actual industry you have to work on the data which is present on some cloud servers, or which will be present in some by of the databases. All right. Then we will see how to create a data modeling, because whenever you are using any relational database, always remember you will not be working on one single file. You have to work on multiple files. All right. Then we will be using the data cleaning. We will be doing some data cleaning in Power Query if required. Already I have done some cleaning, but let's see if it is required to do any cleaning in Power Query. Then we will create a date table in Power BI, which will be used to apply our date time intelligence functions. All right. And we will be using the time intelligence functions like total year to date, same period last year. So these are used to determine year to date and last year sales. Then we will be creating some dynamic and complex KPIs, which I already shown you in our dashboard. Then we will be using some basic to advanced DAX queries. We will be using most important thing, that is conditional formattings. Okay, adding dynamic icons, which I showed you with respect to the values, the color of that icons will be changing, the color of background will be changing. Then we will be using different DAX functions like calculate, sum x, filter, values, selected values, and all others. Right. We will be also using some different charts, maps, and we will also then format them. Okay. Then we will generate the insight from the chart, and then at last we will export to this particular report. And the versions which we are using to develop this Power BI report is for Power BI, we will be using version 2.116.9660. So, which is released in April 2023. So, I am using the latest version, and then I am using a SQL Server, which is 19.0.2, and the Excel version which I am using is an Office 2021. Okay, so I hope you will be using a latest version, because there are some functions for Power BI which are not present in the old versions, and which I will be using in this particular video. All right. Okay, guys, let's have a quick walkthrough on the data which we have. And this particular data you can download from the description box. I have added link for you to download. And as I told, this data is downloaded from the Kaggle website, and there are so many modifications done on this. and have added some few columns. I have changed few columns. I have changed the spellings of few of the columns. Then I have also cleaned this data. So let's have let's see what we have in the data. So if you can see, there are around 21 fields are there, and if we can see, the total number of rows are around, you can see 113K, that is around 1 lakh rows are there. So this is a good amount of data to visualize. And let's see what fields we have. So the first one you can see is the customer ID. So this is the ID of the customer for each order, or each what we can say order he placed from that particular website. Then this is the name of the first, that is customer, the first name of the customer, the last name of the customer. Then we have from which category the order has been placed. Then what was the product he have purchased, under which segment that particular category and product name fall. What is the city of that particular customer? Uh, from where, from which state he have ordered this particular order, we can say. Then we also have customer country, that is United States. We are analyzing for United States. From United States, from which region he is ordering that particular order. Then we have the delivery status, like shipping on time, shipping cancelled, likewise. All right, so this is the delivery status. Then we have order date, the date on which this particular order has been ordered. Then we have order ID as well. What is that particular order ID? Then we have a ship date. So if we can say, if we are purchasing any, what we can say, anything from our website, from their website. So when was it shipped and when was it delivered? So these are, this is some different, we can say, aspects of this particular data. Then what is the days of shipments scheduled? What is the real days which was scheduled? Like what was committed and what was actual shipment? Then what was the discount given on that particular order? What was the sales done on that particular order? How many quantities were purchased, and on that particular quantities or an order, what was the profit made? Okay. So this all the data which we are using here, it's all a dummy data. It's not a real time data of any of the industry. So this is a total dummy data which is made for visualization purpose. So same kind of data or same format of data may be used by you in the industry. So it will be helpful for you to apply some logic, same which we are applying here in real time industry as well. All right. So this is the first table, which is e-commerce data, or we can say orders data. And the second, one more file we have here is, let me show you. So this is one more file which gives an information of US states longitude and latitude codes. Okay, so if we can see into this particular data, we do not have any latitudes and longitude codes of this particular cities or the states from which the customer is ordering what we can say few orders. So we have a state into this particular longitude and latitude codes sheet. Then we have latitude and longitude, their exact coordinate, how to specify them, and what is the name of that particular state. Okay, so what we will be using in our modeling is, we will be connecting this sheet with our this particular US state sheet, and then we will go ahead and what we will start analyzing our project. All right. So this is a complete walkthrough on the data. So always remember, study your data first, which is a first rule whenever you're going to analyze anything or design everything. Okay. So first study the data. 70% of solution you will get from the data itself. You will know from which level of granularity the data is flowing. What is the what we can say, what is the depth of the data? What is at higher level? What is at lower level? And in between, how the data is flowing? What is the what we can say granularity, which I told you. And with respect to that, when you get some idea, you can paper out your design. You can paper out your what we can show, what logic which we should be using, what charts we should be using. With respect to that, then you can go ahead and start designing your dashboard. Okay. So once data is studied, the dashboard designing is, just visualization thing. All right. So it's like we can say only 30 to 40% of work we do in visualization. So other work is done mainly on data itself, right? Reading the data, understanding the data, understanding the domain knowledge. Okay. So if you are working on e-commerce websites or e-commerce data, in future you should know how their company websites or their e-commerce website runs. Okay, how the order is placed, how it is, how the data is flowing from higher end to the lower end. Okay, how the data is captured, all these things. All right. So this is important. Now, what we will do, the next thing what we have to do in our project is we will have to upload this particular data files into our MS SQL server, right? And after uploading, we will connect that particular server to our Power BI desktop. All right. I will show you both the ways how to connect with MS SQL server, and we can directly connect these flat files to our directly to the Power BI desktop. Okay, so we are using a .csv file. You can see the name of this is .csv file. It is not an XLX file, which is an proper Excel file. So this is a comma separated file. So now let's go ahead and open our server management. So I will just open my server management studio. And it will take some time to open. So you will have to install this particular management so SQL server. I've already told you which version I am using. You can see 19.0.2. Then it will ask you, so this is server name. We can see this server name is important for us because the name of this server we will be using in Power BI, the same server name you have to enter into our Power BI whenever you are connecting our MS SQL server with Power BI desktop. Okay, so server name is important. Then just click on connect, and you can see your you will see on the left hand side, you can see different folders are there, and in that you can see first folder is a databases. So when I click on this, so you can see there are different databases over here. So what I will do, I will create a new database for our what we can say the data, that is e-commerce data. So to do that, I will just click on this databases. I will right click over here, and I will, you have an option here, new database. I will just click on this. So it is asking us what should be the name of database. So I will name it as e-commerce database. So one sec, e-commerce underscore database. Okay, so you can give any name. It is not necessary that you should be giving the same name which I have given. And I will just click on OK, and you can see a new database has been added over here. So when I click, when I expand this particular thing, you can see there are different folders available here, and one which is important for us is tables. So right now you can see there are no tables available in this particular database, so we have to import our CSV file as a table into this particular database. All right, so now how to do that? So what we can do is, first, to import a table or import a flat file into our database. So I will just click on database, then right click here. Okay, then you have a task, and in task you can see there is one option called import flat file. Okay, so I will just click on this. Then you will have to just click on next, and now it is asking you where is your flat file located. You have to first download the flat file from the description box, place it in a folder wherever you want to, and you can go ahead and browse this. So I will just browse this, and for me it is placed in uh, this particular folder in data. Okay, so first what we will do, I will just import this file, that is e-commerce data. I will just click on open, and then all other then it is asking you what should be the name of this table into this particular database. So I will just not change the name of this. If you want, you can change. So I will just keep it as same, and this is what the schema name is. DBO is nothing but the database object. Okay, then I will just click on next, and you can say cannot open the file because it is open in another application. So what we have to do is we have to close the files which are open here. So I will just close this, and I will close this as well, and I will just click on OK, because if it is opened in background it will not be imported here. And now I will just click on next. So now you can see here, this is a sample data which is generated. Okay, so you can go ahead and check each and every column it is populating correctly or not, if there are any nulls generated over here. So this is sample data, that is first 50 rows are generated, and it is asking us like, if is this particular structure correct, and then yes, we have to click on next. Okay, so now all the custom columns or the columns which are there in our data file have been visible or are visible over here. You can see, and it has automatically taken the data types over here. All right, so now here we can see it is n varchar 50, but we have to change this data type. I will be changing it to varchar 50. Okay, so you can see there is a drop down over here, and I will change everything to varchar 50. So varchar 50 is nothing but a varying character data type which will be taking alphanumeric value or will it can be taking only also it can only take a string value. Okay, so you can see customer ID was something which was like ci underscore some value. Okay, so it is alphanumeric, right? And all other you can see like orders, quantities, these are floats or either they are an integer. So we will not change this, but wherever there are string data type, we will be changing it to varchar 50. So we will do it for everything, and just for product name, because I saw I shown you the data. The product name you can also check into Excel file. The product name, names or product are very much large. Okay, so what we will do, we will give an large number of the 50. The later what we can see a number in 50 here is nothing but total number of 50 words can be inserted into that particular column, right? So let's say what is the name of this particular first name, that let's say first name is Swapnajit. Okay, so Swapnajit have 8 to 9 characters, so it should not exceed 50 characters, right? Let's say someone's name is Akash, so AKASH, so 5 letters. Okay, so it should not exceed 50 characters. Likewise, so but product name is greater than this, so I will just select varchar 50, and we will just change its size to 200 because its value is large. So let me select varchar 50, and I will change it to, once again I will change this to 200. Okay, and for all other things wherever you are seeing n varchar, change it to varchar 50. So I will just do it fast. I will just change this to varchar 50. Make sure you are changing it to varchar 50 only. So I will just fast forward this into my video. Varchar 50. Okay, so you can see guys, for all the string data types, wherever we have a string value or alphanumeric value, I've changed it to varchar 50, and all other the date field is it has taken the correct data type for date, and for the float values or where whichever values are in terms of decimal points, it have taken float, which is correct. And for small integers like orders maybe 1 2 3 4 5, likewise it has taken the tiny integer. Okay, don't take any primary keys because we do not have any primary keys. All in customer ID there are some duplicates available over here. Okay, so we'll just click on next, and we have to click on finish. Okay, so it will take some time to process the data, and it is saying we have got an error. So just click on this error, and you will know what is the error here. So error inserting file received an invalid column length for client for OLED 5. Okay, so BPC client for uh, so we have got an invalid column length. So let's go back and see what is that. So you can see here, oops, so you can see for product name I have done it 50 again. So we have to do it 200 actually. By mistakenly I did it 50, so I have to do it 200 because the product name characters are very large. The product names are very large, so 50 will be not an feasible size for that particular data type. So we have taken 200. Click on next, and now we'll click on finish. So now let's see. So it is taking some time to import, and you can see we have got a complete operation as an success as an message over here. So I'll just click close, and what I will do, I will just right click over here and refresh this database. Okay, so just click on refresh, and I will just expand the tables, and here you can see we have got a table that is e-commerce table. Okay, so this is the table which we needed to add. Now next we have to add one more table. Same procedure we have to follow, that is import flat file. Then I will just click on next. I will browse my file, and this time we will be taking US state longitude latitude codes. Click open. I will keep the name as same. Click on next. Click on next, and here again we will change this to varchar 50. Change it to varchar 50. Same, the name also we will change to varchar 50. Okay, then we will just click on next, click on finish, and the data has been successfully imported. And I will just click on close. Again, I will just go ahead and click on refresh. Okay. expand this, and you can see the both the tables are been added over here. Now let's see how the data looks in MS SQL Server. So I will just right click over here and I will click on new query. Okay. So what we will do, we will fire a query and we will see if our data has been imported correctly or not. So to see all the data, we will be using a select statement, select star from e-commerce data. Okay, so this is the data which we have added, that is e-commerce data. The name of this file is e-commerce data. I will just select this, or you can directly click on execute over here. So I will just click on execute, and you can see the data has been added over here. So total rows, like you can see 3270 rows, which are the same rows which I showed you in our Excel file. So same number of rows are added over here, and you can see these are the columns which are added. All right, so this has been successfully added. Let's see the second file. So I will just delete this and we will add the name next table over here, that is US underscore longitude latitude score. So I'll just double click and I will execute this as well. So this is 52 rows, which are 52 states into our US, and these are their codes, that is latitude and longitudinal codes, name of that particular state, and this is what abbreviation we can say for that particular name of the state. All right. So now you can see we have successfully added our both the flat files into our MS SQL Server database. So now next step is what we have to connect our Power BI to this particular flat files. Okay. So I have taken a new Power BI desktop worksheet, and in front of you, you can see this is the UI you will get whenever you will open a new workbook file. And now what we have to do is we have to connect our Power BI to MS SQL Server, where we have already imported our two files, and those two files we will be using into our what we can say, this particular sheet to analyze our what we can say, or to build our dashboard. All right. So now to do that, what we have to do here is you can say in front of in on this particular screen itself, you can see there are some connectors available over here, and in that you can see there is a import data from SQL Server. So we are going to use this particular connector. So when I will click on this particular connector, so it will ask you to connect to this SQL Server database. You will have to enter the server name and you have to enter here the database name, which is optional, but we should enter, because whenever there are multiple databases onto that server, all will be opened, and you will have to spend some time to find your files. So it is better you should mention the database file name over here. So what should be the server name, which I've already told you while importing our files into server, that particular name we will be using. So when I come back, you can see the Swapnajit slash SQL 2022. So this will be the server name for me. For you, it will be something different. So I will just use it here. Swapnajit, oops, sorry. Swapnajit slash SQL 2022. Okay, so this is my server name, and the database name is nothing but this is the database name which we have added here, that is e-commerce underscore database. Okay, so we will be adding that here, e-commerce underscore database. All right, so D is capital, and now we just have to click on OK. So whenever I hit OK, so it is uh, taking an interaction, or it is preparing a connection between our SQL server and our Power BI. So you can see this is our SQL server name which we have added over here, and from that particular database, that is e-commerce database, there are two tables over here which have been visible, or which are visible in our Power BI. So what I have to do is I just select both of them. So this is the data which we will be importing, and one more table we have to use. So I will select both of them and I will just click on load. All right. So when you click on load, so it will take some time to load the data which we are taking from the SQL Server database. It is creating a connection in the model. So let's wait until it load that until the data is loaded. So you can see all the rows are been retrieved, all the rows have been added. And now to see our data, you can go into this data view. Okay, so in data view, you can see the data has been added over here, which we have already imported. And this is the that is longitude and latitude data of US states. Okay, so these are the two data which you can from here you can go ahead and see here. All right. So next thing what we have to do is we have to do a modeling. Okay. So we have to do modeling with respect to our what we can say whatever files we have here. All right. So now you can see we have to generate a relationship over here, and if you can see into our data, here we have a customer state, right? So here you can see this is the column into our main data file, that is e-commerce data, that is a customer state. Okay, so here it is. So this is the customer state there, which where there are multiple customers states. So you can see these are repeated over here, and because there may be multiple customer from that particular state, and each row gives us an information about customer and their orders which they have ordered. So this is our customer state, and into our next US data you can see there is a name column which gives us the state of that particular US. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to join our data based on these two particular fields, that is name from US longitude and latitude data, and from e-commerce data we will be using the customer state, because these are the two matching fields over here. So we will go into our model view and we will find out the customer state. So here is the customer state. So we will just take it. I will take that field. I will release and place it over the name. Okay. And so what happens here is this particular relationship have been generated over here. And you can see when I hover over my mouse here, you can see with respect to that relationship, these two particular fields are being used in these two particular joins or in this particular relationship, and it is one to many. Okay, so in this particular sheet there is a single state, or each row have one particular state, but in this particular there are multiple states are there, so it have joined one to many. Okay, star means many, one to many relationship. All right, so now this is something we have connected our flat file. No, we have connected our MS SQL server with our Power BI desktop. I will show you one more way in which you will be directly connecting to our flat files. Okay, so this is very much easy. So for that, what I will do, I will just go into report and I will take a new file over here. Okay, so I will just take a new file. Okay, so now most of you may not have a flat file connection, MS SQL Server connection. So in that case, you can always go ahead and use this flat file connection. It will not stop you to design this particular dashboard. Okay, so I have kept both the way from where you can go ahead and prepare this particular dashboard. All right. So now when you don't have a MS SQL Server, how to connect to our flat files? So you can see we have an option here called get data. Okay, or you can click here as well. So let's do it from here. So you can see get data from another source, because we do not have CSV connection over here, which are an automatic connectors which are already placed onto this sheet. So I will just click on get data from another resource. It will take some time to open that particular dialog box. So you can see it is asking us from where you want. So I will be using a file, and in that file I will be using a CSV connection. So just click on CSV and click on connect. Okay, and now it will ask us from where you are importing your data. So I will just go ahead and find my data, and I will just select this. Okay, or you can select any one. So I will just select US data first, and I will just click on open. I've selected the e-commerce data. Okay, so I will just show you. So this is the file which we will be importing now, and I will just click on load. All right, so it will first load a first file, and then we have to create another connection, that is to flat file, and load another file again. Okay, so this is our first file which is loading, so it will take some time to load. All right, so this file has been added. We will go into our data view, and this is the first file which we have added. All right, and when we go into our modeling, where we have to connect our multiple files over here, or multiple tables over here. So here you can see only one file. So we want one more file, that is US latitude and longitude codes file, right? So now we have to take it from here again. So we have an option over here. So you can just drop down this. Okay, so I will just drop down this particular, and you can see this has been expanded. And there is an option here called get data. So I will just click on this get data, and here the option is called text or CSV. I'll just click on this, select this file, and click on OK. So it will take some time. Then click on load, and you can see our this particular file also have been generated over here. All right, and now again we have to connect our customer state with our name. Don't connect state to this state. Okay, this state is an abbreviation. This name column actually contains all the name of the states. All right. So now we can see one to many relationship have been inserted over here, and you can go ahead and start your design from here. Okay. So this is a flat file connection you will be doing when you don't have MS SQL Server. So for now, what I will do, I will just close this and I will be using connection where I have used MS SQL Server. Okay. So I will just close this and I will not save this. And this is the file where we have already connected our MS SQL server. So we can see in get data model view. So we've already created one relationship over here that is with respect to state one name. All right. So now what I will go, I will again go into data view and click on e-commerce data. So this is the data which have been added over here. And most important thing, go ahead and analyze each and every field over here. Okay, you can see this is the customer ID. Check if each and every field is having correct data type or not. So this is the drop down. So this will hide the what we can say, this particular bar over here and its full name actually and its logo. So I will just expand this, and now what I will show you, in I will just analyze all the data is correctly added over or not, and I will show you which columns are important for you to check. Okay, so check each and every columns if it is correctly added with respect to our data, and most important thing is to check the order date. Okay, check when you click onto this order date, you can see there is an format which is popped up over here. Check that if the data type is correctly, that is date. Okay, and for this particular, which date is been selected. Okay, you can select any date, but it is important that a date should be a data type. Similarly for ship date, and for all other we can say string values, or it should be text. Okay, and for like days, wherever you see numbers, it should be a whole number, and in case of decimal points, you can see it is a decimal number. Okay, similarly here as well. All right, so these data types is very much important for you to check, and then you can always check this latitude and longitude. It is not also, this table does not contains much number of fields, so it is easy to check. Here state is nothing but this is the abbreviation name is, you can check this, the name, it is text. Latitude is a decimal number, this is also correct, and this is also text. Okay, so all right, we have checked everything. And what we will do, I will just go again to our e-commerce data. So in this particular data, as I have told you, I have already cleaned the data in Excel file, which was very much messy. I could not make a video on that, on how to clean the files, but I will definitely make whenever I get a good file where I can show you how to do a cleaning process in Excel. So for now, I have already cleaned. So you don't need to do a data cleaning again for this particular file because it is already being cleaned. So we will just go ahead and start our actual design. Okay, so now I will just go to into our model view, or just let's come to our report view. Okay, so now what we have to do is I will just show you the dashboard which we have already built over here. So first thing what we will be doing is we will be designing this KPIs. Okay, we will design this entire KPI and then we will go ahead and touch our charts. Okay, so now to design our entire KPIs, and as we are using some year-to-date functionalities, we have to determine year-to-date sales and profit. Always remember, whenever you have to determine year-to-date sales, profit, or any quantity or any fact in future, or whenever you are working in an industry, always remember to create a date table. Okay, so date table is nothing but a customized table which we will be creating in Tableau, in Power BI, which will help us to use time intelligence functions. Okay, so now which are time intelligence functions? Like I told you, like total YTD same period last year, total MTD, total QTD. So these functions are used to determine what we can say with respect to that particular measure, or with respect to using data, we will be determining some values like what is today's sales, what are quarterly sales, what are yearly sales. Okay, so in that case we have to create one proper date column which will give us an accurate result. So Power BI recommends us to create an date table. All right, so I will come back again to our sheet. So before determining our KPIs, we will be creating a date column, okay, or a date table. So for that, what I will do, I will just go to our data view over here. And in this particular table tools, okay, so you have to go from home, help, and in table tools, you have different options over here. and in that one option is called new table. So I will just click on this particular, and we will be using some DAX queries to determine our or to create our table. Okay, so for to create a date table, I will name my table as a calendar. Okay, so I will be creating one calendar table which will be used for time intelligence function, which I already told you. Okay, so now to determine this particular table, so this table, what does this do is, so whatever data we have in our order, right? So first I will show you which what data we have. Okay, so I will just close this and I will just show you how many years of data we have. So we have 2 years of data. So if I will show you here in order date. Okay, so this is the 2021 is the first data. When I go to last 31st December 2022, so we have 2 years of data, and with respect to these 2 years only, we have to create a date table. Okay, so date table is something, whatever data we have, same table we will be creating for our date table. We will be not using all the years data like from 2000 to 2022. So it will unnecessary increase load on Tableau, and it will take some time to evaluate our calculations. So I will just again go to our data view, and then what we will do, we have to go in table tools, and I will create a new table. All right, and I will name it as calendar. Okay, so this is my name of the table, and for this I will be using a calendar function. You can give any name. Okay, so whatever name you want, you can name it as date table, you can name it as a calendar table. Okay, and I will be using a calendar DAX function over here. So when I use this function, it is asking us what should be the start date and what should be the end date of this particular date column. So now this should be dynamic. Okay, we do not have to hard code any dates over here. So it should be dynamic. So what I will be using, I will be using a minimum date, and I will capture the date from e-commerce data. That is nothing but order date. Okay, so I will take this order date, which will be captured from e-commerce data. So whenever the data is changing in e-commerce table, it will be changing here in the calendar table, right? So start date will be always dynamic. In similar way, we have to keep our end date also dynamic. Now as we have the data only for 31st of December 2022, but in actual case, whenever you will be working in real-time industries where you will be having live data, so instead of using your max function, which I will be using, you can use a today function here directly. Okay, so you can directly click here today, and I will just close this. Okay, so when I click on today and when I hit here, right, so you can see this is the minimum date, and if I go ahead and see my latest date, maximum date, that is 13/5/2023. So today I'm making a video, it is 13th of May 2023, because we have used here today function, so it is taken the latest date as 13th. Whenever you will open this workbook tomorrow, here you will get the latest date as 14th. Okay, but as I have a history data, I will not unnecessarily increase my you can say the date range. You can keep it as it is, but I recommend to use whatever it is there into our date. But in real time, always use today, because you will be having a live data. I will just close this, and I will be using this max of order date. Okay, so this will be why you can say start date will be minimum of order date, and end date will be maximum of order date. I will just hit right here. Okay, so now you can see last date will be now 31st of December 2022, because in our e-commerce data table the last date was 31st and first date was 4th of January 2021. Okay, so now we have created our calendar table. So from this calendar table, what I will do, I will extract the year from here, and also I will extract the month from here. All right. So to do that, what I have to do, I will in this particular table, I will create a new column. So I will just click on this particular new column over here, and it is asking her what should be the name of the column. So I will be using year. Year will be the name of my column, and I will be using year function here as, and it is asking us what should be the date. Now don't use order date over here. So date is what, this is the date name over here, that is this date we will be using, that is date. And we'll just scroll this up, you can see calendar date. So from calendar date we have to extract the date, not from order date. Close this and hit okay. You can hit enter, or you can click on this particular checkbox also. All right, so you can see year has been extracted from this date. We have to create one more column, that is month. Okay, So because to show our spark lines or our trends, we have to create a month column as well. And I will just click again on this particular new column, and in this case it will be my month name, or it will be month. And for we don't have month functions, we have a month function, but month function does not return us the name of that particular month. It will return us the number of that particular month. Like in case of January, it is written as 1, February it will written as 2, likewise. But we want the name of that particular month. So we'll be using a format option here, and it is asking us value. Value is nothing but date table. Okay. So this is our date, comma. What should be the format? Okay, so in double inverted comma, type 4 times M. Okay, so 4 times M is nothing but it will give us the full name of the month. Okay, and I will just hit OK. And now you can see we have got the month also, right? So wherever we have that particular month, you will get a month-wise data. All right. So now we have created our calendar table, but we haven't yet modeled it, or we haven't created any relationship with our already existing these two tables. Okay, so this table is created, but there is no relation of this table with respect to the other two tables. So we will go back to our data modeling, and you can see a new table has been created over here, that is calendar table. So I will just bring it over here. And now what we have to do is we have to create a relationship between these two tables with calendar table, right? So this all three tables will be connected. So now what we have done is we have created this calendar table from order date. So I will just find your order date. Okay, so we can see this is an order date, and we will place it with, or we will connect it with date from the calendar table. So I will just take this and I will just put it over here. Okay, so you can see it has created a relationship with cardinality as one to many. So this is a date over here. So for each date there will be one value over here, but for this particular date there may be multiple dates into this particular order date. So it has created one to many relationship. So when I take my mouse on cursor on this particular line, it is showing me with what it has been connected. Okay, so this connection should be important. In actual real-time industry, whenever you will be working, there will be here like 10 to 14 tables will be connected to each other, and with respect to that you will go ahead and create your reports. All right, so this is an just a demo, so where we have connected three tables. Okay, so this is also a good start for you, because when you know how to connect multiple tables, you can go ahead and connect more than three tables also. Okay, you just have to find what should be the joining condition in between these three tables. Okay, so here it was state, because we wanted our latitude and longitude with respect to state, so we have connected our customer state with our this state. All right, perfect. So now we will start our report. All right, so now before starting the report, I will add a background. Okay, so background, you can see into our this dashboard, you can see a background of this particular report which I've already built. So the same background we will be adding over here. And to add a background, you can go into our format your report page, then click on canvas background, and from here you can browse your image file over here. I will just click here, and you can go, I will just find this. So this is the image which I will be using. I will add the link as well for this, you from where you can go ahead and download this image as well. So you can use this image, or you can create your own image and you can use it into your dashboard. So I will just click on open. So I have added, but you cannot see it over here. Why? Because the transparency right now is 100%. So I will just reduce it to 0%. And now you can see my image has been added over here. So after adding our background, we will start our actual design. But before that, we will add our title to this particular dashboard. To add a title, go in insert tab over here, and here you have shapes. So we will add a background shape for this, and I will just click on this rounded rectangle shape. So this shape has been created over here. But you can see when you see at this particular dashboard, it is not aligned centrally. So I will just click outside of this particular shape, anywhere outside, and go to our format report page, go in canvas settings, and instead of tab, choose your middle. So now it looks good, and it will be easy for us to design with our area which we have here. Now I will just select this particular shape, and we will give some background colors for this. So for here, first I will go in shapes, and here I will just choose it as 5%. Okay, so the rounded corners which I will be using here is 5%. or you can go ahead and change it to, let's say we will take it as 8%. All right, and we will go to style and we will change the fill color for this, and I will be using a color code for me. So I will be using an hashtag 8D248T. Okay, so this will be the color which I will be using, and the transparency we will be using is the 50% transparency. We will also use a border over here, and for border we will be using, and same color we will be using the same color for border, but just transparency we will be using it as 20%. Okay, so this will be the border color. You can copy the code from here. So for border code we will be using this code, and I will just click on outside, and I will just try to place it over here properly. I will go to general, go into properties, and I will choose my height as 55, and for me the width will be 615. Okay, so this will be the size for my title, and now we will have to add the title name over here. So in insert menu you have a text box here. Click on text box, and our title will be e-commerce sales dashboard. Okay, select this particular, and we will be using bold, and size will be 28. Okay, so just reduce this and drag it to here. All right, and now select this particular text box, go to effects, and here turn off this background. All right, now select this entire text, and here you can choose white as the color. All right, and now select this entire, and just by using arrow keys you can move it up. Okay, so it will be aligned centrally, aligned at center. So perfect. So now we have added our title of the dashboard. Next, now we will start designing our KPIs over here. All right, so now you can see for KPIs we have added one more shape over here, which will be our placeholder for this particular KPIs. So what we will do, we will add one more shape over here. I will just select this shape. Okay, select this particular shape, Control C and Control V. I will be using same shape over here, because we will be using the same background color and everything is same. So I'll be selecting this shape, select this shape, and we will change the size for this. Go into properties, go in shape, go in general, and in general we will be using a properties here, and for me the width will be 295, and I will be using a height as 133. Okay, so this will be the size which I will be using. Select again, and I will just reduce this to 5%. All right, so now this looks good, and in this particular thing we will be adding our KPIs over here. All right, so now we will start designing our first KPI, and the first KPI is nothing but year to date sales. Okay, so we have to determine year to date sales. All right, so now to that what I will do, I will take a card from here. Okay, so this is the card which will be used to take my KPI over here. All right, so now I will just expand my data. Now we have to actual design our KPI, but we have to determine year to date sales, and year to date sales is determined by using a time intelligence function, and for that we have to create a measure over here. All right, so what I will do, I will just right click onto this particular table, or you can click on right click or any of this particular field as well, and here we have to select new measure. Okay, so now we have to write a new measure over here. So I will name my measure as year to date sales. All right, so this is my year to date sales, and I will be using a total. Okay, so I will be using total year to date function. Okay, so this is the time intelligence function, and within this time intelligence function we will be using our date table, that is calendar table, which we have created, and we have to determine the current year sales data, that is for 2022. What is the sales? Okay, it is asking us what should be the expression. It should be sum. We want sum of sales. Okay, that is sales per order. We want the sales per order, comma. Next, what should be the date? Okay, so date is nothing but we will be using this date, that is calendar date, because we have already created a relationship between calendar date and order date in our modeling tab. Okay, so we will be using date over here, that is calendar date, and I will just close this bracket, and I will just hit enter. Okay, So now close this and select this particular KPI card, and we have to add your fields. Okay, and we have created our year to date sales here. You can see a measure has been added. So you can drag this and put it over here, or you can just select this. Okay, and you can see our year to date sales field has been added over here, right? So now this is our first KPI field. Okay, now we will do some formatting on this. So I will just go into select this card, go to format visuals, go in general, and in what we can say in effects, and turn off the background. Okay, then go to visual and turn off the category label as well, because we don't want the label. Go in callout value, and here we will be choosing the font as 27. Okay, for me it will be 27, and I will be using the color as white, and I will choose this as bold. Okay, so you can see automatically it have taken a unit, or we can say as millions for us, right? That is, it should be in millions, all right. But one more thing, that your sales are calculated in the form of what we can say dollars. Okay, so now to convert this into dollars, what we have to do is select this particular KPI card. Then this is the measures which we have used. Select this, because we are using the data for US, so it should be converted to dollars. Okay, so select this particular measure. You can see a measure tool tab has been activated. Click on this measure tools tab. Then you can see there are formatting options available over here. So what I will do, I'll be selecting currency from here. So I will be using a dollars. I will just click on this particular dollar. You can see dollar symbol has been added over here. If you want to give some any other currency, there is a drop down over here, and from this drop down you can choose whichever currency you have to add over here, right? So now we have added our KPI from here. So I will just take it, will just reduce its size. I will take it and I will place it over here. All right. Okay, now so what we will do, we will go ahead and create our trend line or a area chart. So if you can see into our prepared dashboard here, you can see we have added a trend line over here, or a chart over here, which will give us the monthly sales. Okay, so now to do that, what we will do, I will go ahead and take an area chart from this particular visualization. I will click on area chart. So this is the area chart which has been opened here. Now what we have to do is we have to add x and y axis. So obviously we have to create it for month wise, and so for x axis we have to take a month. So we have created a calendar table from here. So I will just take month and I will put it on x axis, and now we have to show here a year to date trend. Now let's take this year to date sales which we have created. So when I take year to date sales on this particular y axis, you can see it has been creating a what we can say running total chart. Okay, so we cannot use this year to date sales, but we will be using our sales per order over here. So I will just take year sales per order over here, and I will put it over here. But this particular sales value, it will be giving us for both the years, that is for 2021 and 2022. But we have to show our year the trend line only for 2022. So to do that, what I will do, I will just click on this particular filter tab. I will go ahead and I will take this month, year from here, and I will put it on the filter shelf. Okay, and I will just click on basic filtering. Okay, and make sure you are adding on this chart. Don't add on this page or on all the pages. On this chart means what? This filter will be added only on this chart. Okay, and now from here we have to select 2022. So just select 2022, and now our chart has been prepared. Okay, so now let me just collapse this, and let me expand my chart for you. Okay, so now you can see our data is starting from October and ending at December, but our actual calendar year starts from January and it ends at what? December. But what here it is doing is it has been sorting with respect to what? The number of sales which has been done. All right, so now if you go ahead and start sorting it with respect to month. Okay, so just select on month. So what it has done is it has sorted it is from sorting from September to April. Okay, means what? It is sorting with respect to alphabetical order. All right, so let's do it again, and let's sort it descending order. Okay, let's sort it in ascending order. Again, it is sorting from April to September, but it should start from January and it should end at December. All right. So now sorting is something is different in Power BI, guys. So for that, what we have to do is we have to sort in such a way that we have to guide that particular measure, that is month measure. We have to guide in such a way that it will be sorting from January to December. So for that, what we have to do, we have to do some modifications in our date table. Okay. So for that, we will go into data view and we will click on our calendar table. Okay. So in calendar table, you can see we have created our three columns over here. So I will go ahead and create one more column. Okay. So I will just click on new column, which will be giving us the month number. Okay. Now here I will be selecting, naming it as month number, and to get month number I will be using month function. Okay, we can use directly month function and date from this particular calendar date. Oops, that is calendar date. Close this bracket, hit enter. Okay, so you can see the month number has been given. So whenever January is there, it will taking a month number as 1, for March 3, for February 2. So it is giving us with respect to calendar year, we are getting the numbers for that particular month. And now this month number we will be using to sort our month column. So again, we will go to our data report view, select this month. Okay, select this month column from our calendar table. And here you can see there is an option called as sort columns by. Okay, just click here and select here with respect to month number. Okay, so as soon as I select this, you can see our month has been sorted with respect to our January to December. Okay, so if it is not sorting for you, you can go ahead and select this month should be selected here and it should be ascending. Okay, if it is selected as sales per order, click on here, select. So let's see, this is sales per order. Okay, so we don't want to sort it in this way. You have to sort it with respect to month, and with month also it should be in ascending order. Okay, so you can see we have sorted our what we can say a month with respect to this. All right, so now we will do formatting on this. And for to do some formattings, what we will do, we will go to our format visual tab, and we will turn off everything because we don't want anything to be shown over here. On x-axis, drop down this, hide this title, drop down this, hide this title as well. We will go in general, we don't want any title here as well, so we want a clean chart. And again, select this, and you can see there is a dark line over here, so we have to hide that as well. So click on lines, and you can see on lines there are stroke width is 3, we will just do it 0. Okay, so we don't want any stroke width. And then go in general again, go in effects and turn off the background for this. All right, then we will go to our visual again, and we have to change the color of this area chart. Okay, so to change the color, we have a option lines over here. Scroll down, go to colors, click on this, and we will choose this color. Okay, so this will be the color which we'll be using. This is the color that is uh, theme 1 color, that is 60% lighter. And now we will reduce this, and we will try to adjust it to our KPI shape. Okay, just take it over here. Okay, I will just fit it end to end. Perfect. So in this way we have added our what we can say line chart as well. So I will just select this and I will just take it a bit down. Okay, perfect. So this looks nice. And so whenever I'm hovering on this particular mouse, you can see in October this was the sales. But again, you can see for this particular sales should be in order. In it should be given as currency as a dollar. Okay. So for that, what we will do, we will go into our sales per order because we are using this as a measure. Select this particular measure or this particular field from here, not measure, and click on dollars. Okay, and now when you hover over your mouse, you can see it has been converted to dollars. All right, and we have to also change the currency over here, which should that is the decimal places should be 2 decimal places. Okay, so this is 2 decimal places, and now you can see it is now looking correct and it is a readable format. All right. So now after this, we will go ahead and create our year-on-year sales growth, and we will also try to add this particular icon over here and the background which we can see we can say it is a shape, and for which we will be adding some color, a dynamic color, in such a way that whenever a value is going down, it will be showing as in a red color, and whenever the value is going up, it will show us in a green color. Okay, so now let's do this. So first, what we have to do is we have to determine year on year growth. But to determine year on year growth, we know that to determine year on year growth, the formula it is like the current year sales minus last year sales total divided by the last year sales, or we also called it as previous year to date sales. So for that, first we have to determine the previous year to date sales, and for that we can take a new measure, or we have to create a new measure. So right click anywhere and create a new measure, and make sure you are doing it in the e-commerce data itself, right? So don't do create any measure outside of this table. So we are right now working for this table itself, and I will name it as previous year to date sales. Okay, and so this is also a time intelligence function which we will be using, which is called as same period last year and dates year to date. So for that we will have to use a calculate function. So I will use a calculate function, and we have to take an expression as sum of sales. Okay, okay, so this is the expression, and then we have to add a filter over here. So with what filter we have to determine this particular year to date, previous year to date sales. So we will be using dates year to date. Okay, so this is the dates year to date, and then I will have to use a same period last year. So this is a function. Same period last year is nothing but we have to take the period which is last year. So for current year to date, whatever it is the period, we will take the same period for last year, and we will determine our previous year to date, right? So same period last year, and what should be the date field? So date field we will be using a calendar date. Okay, then we will close the three brackets. Okay, and I will just hit enter. Okay, and I will take a new KPI sheets over here, and I will show you what is the previous year to date sales. And so here you can see the previous year to date sales was 11.63 million, and the current one, that is year to date sale, is 11.53 million. Okay, so the current year sales is going down with respect to this previous year to date sales. Okay, so we have to determine by how many percentage it is, it is going down or in that way. All right, so we have to do that. So I will just delete this first. I've just shown the what quantity we are getting for previous year to date sales. And now I will do, I will copy the same because we have already done the formatting over here. And now I will select this. So what we have to do is, after determining previous year to date sales, we have to determine year on year sales. Okay, so for that we have to write one more formula over here. I will just right click here, and I will create a new measure, and I will name it as year on year sales. Okay, and the formula is nothing but previous year to date sales. Okay, I will add a bracket, year to date sales minus previous year to date sales, total divided by previous year to date sales. Okay, so this is our year on year sales formula. I will just hit OK, and I will close this. Now select this particular KPI. Now we don't want year to date sales here, so just delete this, and we want year on year sales. So just take this, and you can see it is minus 0.01, but we want it in the percentage format, right? So what we have to do is we have to select this measure. Okay, then this measure tools tab will be activated over here, and here you can see display it in the form of percentage. Either you can click here, or from format you can go ahead and select this percentage. Okay, so you can see it has been converted into percentage form. All right, so now we will do some formatting for this. I will go into general, in callout value. I will take the value font for this as 13. Okay, and instead of din, I will take it as Sergio UI bold. Okay, or we can take it as UI semi bold. All right, and we will just reduce this size a bit. Okay, so that it can take this value. All right, now what we have to do is I will add a background shape over here which will take this particular color. All right, so we will go in insert, and I will go in shapes, and I will add this particular rectangle over here. All right, and I will just format this. I will go in general, I will go in properties, and for me the height will be 25, and its width I will take it as 100. Okay, so I will just try to place it over here nice and properly. Perfect. So now this value will go over here, right? So in such a way that, all right, I will just do some more formattings. Okay, so this is fine. Now next thing what we have to do is we have to add a trend icon over here, right? So now to add a trend icon, we have to write one more calculation field over here. So what I will do again, I will right click over here. The trend icon is nothing but this icon which you can see here. We have to add this particular icon. So I will just right click and I will add a measure and I will name it as sales trend. Okay. Or sales trend, whatever icon also if you want, you can add it over here. Then here it will be, we will be using a dax file, okay, or a dax function, and we will be using a, we will create two variables, that is one is for positive icon and next is for negative icon. Okay, instead of what I will do sales trend, I will name it as icon. Okay, so it is nothing but it will be easily readable that we have added an icon from by using this particular formula. Okay, so I will add a first variable. Okay, so we have to write var. Okay, then we have to write a first variable. I will name it as positive icon. Okay, so for positive icon, what should be my variable or what should be my shape or that particular icon to be added? And in Power BI we can use a unichar function to add this. And so first what we will do for positive, it will be an upward arrow. So to add an upward arrow, there is a unichar value that is 9650. Okay, so this is an unichar value. It will automatically take that particular value over here. So I will place shift enter, and then I will write one more variable which will be for negative icon. Okay, so negative underscore icon, and here we will be using same again unichar, and for a downward arrow we have to take 9660. Okay, so we have to write 9660. All right, so we have entered our two variable. Now we have to return a result for this. So in such a way that it should be taking, and that particular, this two values can be called into that particular function. So I will write one more variable and we will be adding a result over here. So result, this is nothing but for what we can say, one more statement we are adding over here, that for a result it will be, we will be writing an if function. Okay, so if year on year sales, okay, so we know that if year-on-year sales are positive, right now it is negative, but if it is positive, if positive is nothing but that if it is greater than zero, then we want our first variable, that is it should be a positive icon. And second, if it is false, okay, so if year-on-year is not is greater than zero, then what should be the result? It should be negative icon. Okay, so this condition is when this, if this condition is true, we have to write what should be the output. If this condition is false, what should be the output? Okay, so in such a way that I will just close this bracket, and now what we have to return? Okay, we have to return our, what should you return? So we have to return our result. Okay, means what? So output will be taken from here. Whatever the condition that particular year-on-year sales is taking, with respect to that, we will be returning our result over here. Okay, so then just hit OK. Okay, and now what I will do, I will just copy this, Control C, Control V, and we will be adding our icon here. So I will just close this for now, and this is our icon. So take this and put it over here. So we can see we have got our downward icon, and this is nothing but our sales trend over here which we have added. All right, so now next thing, so next important thing is we have to add a red color to this particular shape. All right, so now how to add that red color? So add a red color, again we have to write one more calculation field which will be used as a gradient fill or a fill color for this particular shape which we have added over here. So it's a very simple, just an red color or green color. In that way we have to write that particular measure. So I will just go ahead and create here one more measure, and I will name it as sales, we can say background color. Okay, or you can write anything. Its background color is too big, so I will name it as sales icon color. Okay, so it's not for this color, actually it is for this color, but I have wrote it icon color. You can write anything, so I will write a sales icon color. It's just that you should remember what calculations you have written. Then I will again use a if condition. If year on year sales, okay, if year on year sales is again greater than zero, and if this condition is true, I want the text to be written as green. Okay, so if it is true, it should return green, and if it is false, it should return red. Okay, So in this way, this is our calculation which I have wrote, and I will just hit OK, and you can see a new calculation is written over here. So next what we have to do is the shape which we have added over here, we have to add a dynamic color for this, so in such a way that if the year on year value is decreasing, the background color should be changed to red color, and if it is increasing, it should change to green color. All right, so for that what we have to do is we have to again create a calculated measure over here. So I will just right click and I will create a new measure over here, and I will name it as sales color. Okay, so you can name any, you can give any name. So for now I will be using sales color, and I will be using a if condition over here, and I will add my logical test. So if year on year sales is again greater than 0, so if this condition is satisfied, if it is true, then I want green color. Okay, so make sure you are writing it in double quotes because we are adding a string over here. So this is a green color, and if it is false, okay, if this condition is not satisfying, then it should be in red color. So close this and close this as well. So make sure you are writing a correct spelling over here, because this same spelling or the same particular calculation will be using to give conditional formatting. Okay, so I will just click on okay, close this. So now you can see here this particular what we can say field or measure has been created. Now select this particular icon. Okay, so after selecting this icon, make sure, this is very important step, you go in shape. Okay, go in shape, go in style, and first this turn off this particular field. Okay, so you can give from here also, but turn off this field. Now go in general, then go in effects, and here turn on this particular background, then go in this particular conditional formatting. Okay, so these are static colors, we want to give a dynamic color, so go in function. Okay, then here are different like color effect backgrounds are there, different options are there here to change the colors. It should be in gradient or whatever it is, but we don't want it in gradient, we want by rule. Okay, and what on what field we have to give this particular rule, so it should be on color. Okay, and it will be a sales color, and if this value is equal to green. Okay, so if it is green, so make sure you are writing same text whatever you have written into your calculation. So if it is green, I will add a green color. So I will just take a more colors from here, and we will choose a green color from here. Let's choose this, and after that I will add one more rule over here, and if it is red, okay, so we have to choose a red color. I will go in more colors, and we will choose a red color from here. So let's take this value. Okay, so this will be my red color, and I will just hit OK. Okay, so as soon as I hit OK, you can see the color of this particular shape has been changed, right? So now I will again select this shape, and we will remove this particular what we can say style, and we will remove the border of this. Okay, we don't want border, so I will just turn off this, and now you can see this particular shape has been added over here. So whenever that particular we are operating it with respect to slicer, so let's say we will operate it with one particular slicer. I will take a category over here. Okay, let's take category, and now let's see, I will change it for furniture. So now when I'm taking furniture, you can see value has been increased, and background color has been changed to green color. Similarly for office supply, it is changing for red color because the year on year percentage is decreasing. Okay, so in likewise we will be doing this, and now I will just delete this, and now we will place these values on this particular box over here. So first we have to add this. So I will place it this over here, and I will place this over here. So now you can see these values are gone behind that particular shape. So I will just select this shape, then go in format, and just click on send backward. Okay, so once and twice, so you have to click 2 times or 3 times so that these values are coming in front of us, right? So in this way we have added this particular shapes for here. Okay, so in this way we have added this particular shapes over here. All right, so now next what we have to do is I will go ahead and add a title for me, right? So now to add a title, what I will do, you have to add this year to date sales title. So what I will do, I will just create a text box, and I will name it as year to date sales. Okay, select this and take this particular as 11. Okay, select this complete first, then take it at 11, then make it as Sergio bold, and now we will do some formattings here. Select this, go in our effects, turn off the background, select this text, okay, and change this color to this one, okay, and we will just reduce this effect and we will place it over here. So I will just use my navigation buttons to bring it over here, okay. So you can see these are my year to date sales, okay. So we will just increase a font bit to 12, increase this size, perfect. Now it looks good, perfect. And now what I will do, I will just select this value, I will go into visualization and I will just increase, I will change this to UI bold, or semi bold is fine I guess, or Sergio UI and then bold, okay. So select Sergio UI and then select bold, okay. So this is the value which we'll be using, perfect. Now what we have to do is, or this doesn't look good, let me change it to UI semi bold only for 1 sec. We will take Arial, okay, take Arial and take it as 13. 13 is fine. Callout value Arial, perfect, okay. So now this is what we have determined our first KPI. Now next what we have to do is we have to determine all these three KPIs and we will be doing following the same procedure. We will not do anything different over here. So what I will do, I will just select this entire KPI, okay, and I will just control C and control V, okay. So I have just copied this and now what I will do, I will just take it and I will try to place it over here, okay. So nice and clean, so just make it perfectly matching, right? All right, and so this as well. So other things we will match it later. Now what I will do, we'll be using the same thing. We have to just, just adjust this. Now we have to just change the measures over here. So what I will do first, first I will change my KPI. Okay, so now to determine our KPI again, we have to determine again our previous year to date profit, year to date profit, and we will be using same formula again. Okay, so what I will do, I will fast forward my video, and whenever there is required that I should explain you in good way, so I will stop there and I will show you what important we have to do because we are following the same procedure. Now what I will do, I will just change this to profit. So this is now our year to date profit, and we will have to write a calculation to determine year to date profit, okay. So with this is the calculation for year to date sales. I will just copy this, control C, and I will take a new measure, click on new measure, okay, and just paste it over here, and instead of sales I will name it as profit, all right. And instead of this particular sales we want here, it should be what, profit, okay. That is profit per order, and I will close this bracket and we'll just hit okay. Okay, then select this particular value over here, close this. We don't want year to date sales, we want year to date profit, okay. So this is year to date profit, then we have to again give here a dollar symbol. So select this year to date profit and add a dollar symbol from here. Okay. So you can see the dollar symbol has been added. Next, what I will do, I will change this spark line as well. Select this spark line. So instead of sales per order, so remember this filter should be activated over here. So remove this particular year sum of sales, and we will be taking here a profit per order. Okay. So this is our profit per order, and we will change the color for this. Go in general, only visuals, lines, color, and we will take this particular color, perfect. So we have changed the color as well. Now what I have to do is I will just take this a bit here, perfect. And now we have to change our this particular values, okay. So that is nothing but we have to change, I will just take it here a bit left, similarly this two as well. Okay, so now we have to add these two trends icons over here and year on year profit as well. So, but before that, we have to do number of calculations, right? So to do that, what we have to do is first we have to determine previous year to date profit. Okay, so this is previous year to date sales. I will just copy this, Control C, right click and create a new measure. Okay, and paste it over here. So instead of previous year to date sales, this will be previous year to date profit, and instead here sales per order, it will be profit per order. Right. So this will be profit per order, and I will just hit OK. Okay, so profit year to date profit has been created, previous year to date profit, and then we have to determine year on year profit as well. So again, I will just copy this year on year sales. I will just control C, right click, new measure, paste it over here, and instead of this, we will write it as okay. And instead of year, just we have to change this sales to profit. So this is previous year, sorry, it should be year to date profit. Okay, year to date profit minus previous year to date profit divided by previous year to date profit. All right, so just hit OK, close this, and now we will change our profit from here. So select this particular icon, close this, and select here from year on year profit. Oops, not year on year profit. Okay, so now we have to convert again this to percentage form. So select this particular measure, go in general, and instead choose your percentage. So it is 4.50%. Now we have to change our icon as well. So for that again we have to change our formula. So this is our sales icon. So I will just copy this, control C, and we will add a new measure over here, and it will be for, I will just paste it over here, and instead of sales icon it will be profit icon. Okay, and instead of year on year sales we have to change it to year on year profit. Okay, so this is our year on year profit. Just hit OK. All right, so now you can see the value is positive, and with respect to if it is positive, the value should go up. So right, we have to change this. So change this sales icon, and we have to change it with profit icon. So here it is profit icon. So you can see it has been going upward. Similarly, we have to change the background color of this particular text as well. So what we have done here, not text, of that particular shape as well. So for that again we have to write one more calculation, that is sales color. We will copy the sales color, and I will write a new measure for profit color. Okay, just paste it over here, and here will be profit color. Okay, so this is for profit, and instead of sales we will name it as profit over here. Okay, and I will just hit OK. Right, so now what we will do, I will just change this conditional formatting. So for now I will just take this shape down, and then select this particular background image or background shape, then go to general and go to effects, and change this particular here from here. So instead of said sales color, we want here profit color. Okay, so this should be profit color. All other things will be same. If it is green, it is shade color, and this is color. Just hit OK. And so the conditional formatting has not been changed. Let's check it again. Oh, so it's again, we have to change it to profit color. So this should be there. Okay, so this is now profit color selected. Just click on OK. So now you can see it has been converted to green. Now take this and again put it over here. Okay, so use your arrow buttons to adjust it properly. Perfect. All right. So now in this way we have created our year-to-date profit KPI as well.